Alright, namaste beautiful people. Today, how much do we love our children? And what length are we willing to go to give them the best life possible? And especially for us conscious people, we understand so much more of our behavioural patterns that get passed on to our children. And how can we give them the best advantage possible? Because, hey, let's face it, we all didn't have those advantages. I know I certainly did not at all. Personally, I didn't get great genes. My mother passed away and transitioned at 39 from leukemia, so she was incredibly toxic choices. I had to do a significant amount of work to get rid of all of that sort of gunk. So, as we know, the children, our beautiful children from the ages of 1 to 7 are at their most receptive time. And they pick up a lot of diseases, a lot of gunk, a lot of problems, all these sorts of things. And we want to get to the cause of these things, fix them, so they can have a beautiful, happy, healthy life, and they don't have to go through as much heartache and researching their patterns and doing the spiritual work that can be quite difficult. How about we make it easier for them? Yeah. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Okay, so if our children are beautiful and pure as they're born with a minimal immune system to fight off this sort of gunk, but given the conditions that our, well, you could say a host or the parents were transmitting, then have they done the necessary purification work to make their bodily template or temple a place of worship? So they can host a beautiful child at a high vibration to make them a lot easier lifestyle. You know, wouldn't that be helpful? I think so. Because as we know, all of these gunk, like the parasites, the fungus, the mould, the gut gunk, all the critters, the intestinal flukes, all this stuff gets passed on. Yeah, I've removed so much, it's ridiculous. You'd be really, really amazed how much is there. When you get into the subtleties of it, you really, really would. Currently 22 meters of parasites. We'll see how much it ends up with. And in some conscious conception in tantric communities, standard procedure is 1 month of Ayurvedic Panchakarma detox treatments as a start. I consider that a good start. Once you've got rid of so much gunk, you've got rid of all that emotions and all of that biochemically and gut critters that are going to be passed on, they're the actual causes of the behavioural patterns. Because once you look at the fungus and particular viruses, they have certain behavioural patterns that will control the individual's nervous system, and therefore the mind, to do certain things, to behave in certain ways, the same ways that the parents did. So by removing these from the parent, or both parents ideally, then you're not passing that on. Doesn't that seem like worthwhile? For me, I think that's fantastic. It's a beautiful, loving gift that we can give to our beautiful children to have the most advantages possible in life, so they can have a clear mind. And ideally get rid of the whole vaccines and heavy metals and stuff, the residue that's in us that we're going to inevitably pass on. Get rid of that. That's not really helpful. It's very much mind controlling. It's going to cause a lot of gut critters and a lot of angst problems that we can avoid quite easily. So let's look at it from the spiritual point of view, because let's go high fancy stuff, but then get it through the body to the ground and make sure with as minimal perspective as I can get rid of. So let's look at the Virgin Mary, the virgin birth. Okay, biochemically, it's not really possible to have a birth without a child and a seed and the standard biology that we all do. So obviously there has to be a lot of spiritual work to get to that level. But what was it? Virgin Mary. She wasn't a virgin. She was karmically a virgin. Why? She had got rid of the karma stored in her gut and in her solar plexus. So her soul was clean. She was a beautiful receptacle and a host because she'd got rid of those parasites and those things that were controlling the mind, generally using enemas and fasting and a lot of different herbal remedies and diet and lifestyle and yoga, asanas and breathwork, because that's what the Essenes did in their community. They also did a lot of natural healing and time in nature and grew their own food, so they could control their gut bacteria, their critters, and actually go through cleansing processes to make sure that they were as pure a vessel as they could be to pass that on. There's a number of other biblical stories that have similar themes. And you look at what happens with these. They create a lineage. A clean living, a clean soul, solar plexus, for a clean lineage to pass that on through their children and their children's children. I cannot express how much of an important difference that this is by raising our energy and our frequency and ideally awakening the higher centers. You can create a Christed being consciously. You have to do the work. It's the only way. Purification has always been and will always be the only way to do it. And that does involve facing yourself quite often. But hey, when you know you're getting rid of that gunk and the lower vibrational lower self, and you can still focus with your perception on that beautiful concepts, the spiritual concepts, but also you have an important goal of, say, raising and creating a beautiful child, well then, doesn't that seem like a beautiful intention and a worthwhile result? And you'll feel amazing. Have a better high vibrational child in life. Seems pretty good. So, how much are we willing to love ourselves to love our children? Good question, huh? Interesting one this morning, I thought.